We are now officially fall, and what that generally means for us in warm climates, Phoenix, Arizona area, Texas, Southern California, Florida, is our roses are now putting on their fall flush. They're starting to lose their summer foliage and put on this tender new growth, new leaves and new buds. For those of us growing roses in a warm climate, we have to particularly be vigilant this time of the year against an enemy called Chilli Thrips. These pests are not issues in cooler climates, but they really thrive in warm climates like the desert, and they can completely decimate your rose bushes if you're not careful. Chilli Thrips are invisible to the eye. You can't see the adults, you can't see the eggs. They're very tiny, but they can really destroy your rose bush to the point that it could die if you don't take care of it. They have basically, just like normal thrips, they have sucking parts, and they basically feed on fresh foliage, fresh buds, and even the stems of your roses. The very first sign that you have thrips is going to be on the bottom of your leaves. The top are going to look fine, so you're going to want to inspect those leaves. And that brown marbling or scarring is what they leave behind once they start sucking the moisture out of the leaves. That example that I just showed you was mild damage. They will eventually chew up so much of the leaf that it'll get curled and look puckered, so it'll look deformed. And then the next stage is at the buds. That's their favorite, and it doesn't matter what color your rose bush is, they'll go after all of them, and you'll find browning on the sides of your new bud. On that image you can see the progressive destruction that they cause. To deal with the issue, you're going to want to strip down your plant of all the leaves that got damaged and the buds. I had such a bad infestation that I had to go through essentially and strip the plants bare. I did this in the fall time, number one, because I knew a new flush would be coming out. This is a time that roses really like. Plus they were shedding some of that summer growth, so it was a good time anyways to strip the plant of all that. After I did that, I then mixed up spinosad. It's not systemic. It will harm bees for about 3 hours after application. So you want to make sure that you spray it when bees are not active, so at the very end of the day. The brand I use is Captain Jack's. You can find that stuff at nurseries and big box stores and online, of course, at Amazon. One dose may not be enough to get rid of them. Just that you basically spray down your rose bushes every 5 days until you no longer see any symptoms. And after 2 treatments, I was able to knock them out. An adjunct is to also get some beneficial insects. There aren't too many that are a natural predator of thrips. Lacewings are one that I heard of, so you can go ahead and apply lacewings to your garden, and that may also help. Now in the cooler times, you have another option, which is horticultural oil. There's one called 4 Seasons, and you can spray down all the foliage on your roses, and it'll more or less create a protective layer against damage. It's too hot right now still, we're still in triple digits at times, so cannot spray that right now. Another option is neem oil. Same thing, you really don't want to spray neem oil at this time of the year. It's just too hot. You're going to fry your foliage because there's actually sulfur in neem oil. It doesn't sound definitive that that's going to completely eliminate them. Really, the spinosad, that bacteria is one of the best for treatment of Chilli Thrips. I think they become more of an issue in my yard just because I am now more on, organic food for these plants. In the past I used Bayer, which had a systemic insecticide in there, which probably did keep the populations down. And the other thing that's really changed in the last few years is our weather. We haven't seen a really hard frost in a while, and that's what it takes to really kill these off. You buy a tomato plant at a nursery, and it too could be carrying Chilli Thrips. So not a bad idea when you buy a new plant, no matter what it is from a nursery, to spray it down with some spinosad before you introduce it into your garden, because you could be dealing with a huge pest. I hope this helps you out. Happy fall and happy gardening.